If you know anything about football, you know Luciano Spalletti, and you've seen his face all over the place. He is quite an enigmatic character. And so we've got a Napoli based tactic for you today. Let's check it out. Luciano Spalletti has led Napoli right now after 27 matches to 71 points to the top of the league of Serie A. So he is doing fantastic job right there right now. Now, this is a tactic that on the Steam Workshop has, it looks like it has some information, but it really doesn't because it's mainly updates to what the guy who created it has done. The only real piece of information is this is my latest on the 4-3-3 style tactics of Napoli, fast passing style, tested Bournemouth and Arsenal, one ranked third, one champion. So obviously they did very well. No set pieces have been added, so that has not been taken into any kind of consideration. How do our three teams work? We'll see in just a minute. But sweeper keeper, there's that sweeper keeper in attack again. Wingbacks on the left and right in attack. Ball playing defenders in defend on both sides of the center. DM in support, a Mazzala on attack, and a box to box in support. Two inside forwards on attack on both sides, and an advanced forward attack on front. It is a 4-3-3 Napoli style. It is also called the Spalletti Napolo 4-3-3 style, but it is a positive mentality. In possession is a fact. Attacking width is fairly wide. Approach play, passing directness much shorter. Tempo is higher. Final third is lower crosses. Work the ball into the box, and then creative freedom is be more expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the fullbacks, and throw it long. And then out of possession, high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and drop off more. As you can see, though, Tottenham in fourth place, so it did work for them fairly well with 80 points. I mean, only 4 points off second, 5 points off first. So definitely a tactic you want to take a look at if you're Tottenham. Newcastle in seventh, still very good with 60 points, pretty far. I mean, 20-point difference, though. They are in the Conference League. Wolves just missing out on European spots in eighth, again with 60 points. Tied for Newcastle completely. So I would say so far, right off the bat, it is something to look at for all three of these teams. Tottenham immediately having an effect in August. The only loss, Manchester City 0-3. Okay, second match of the season, but still, that is a fantastic August, a fantastic September, continuing on in everything. You only have 2 losses in October, a packed October for Tottenham. I mean, 2, 3, 4 losses completely in the first half of the season. Really well done. Not so much on the second half of the season, though. You do continue on against Swansea in the EFL Cup. You continue on in the FA Cup and the EFL Cup again against Manchester City in penalties. But unfortunately, Manchester United puts an end to your cup, the EFL Cup run at least, in both legs, just losing both. But again, see all this green. They really don't have, I mean, do they have a draw? Yeah, they got a couple draws here and there, but all the way up until really Brentford again. But as you can see, they move on in the Champions League all the way to the final where they beat Real Madrid. So finally, Tottenham can get one over on Real Madrid, who have, I guess, in almost all of these tactic talks, have just completely pipped Tottenham for everything. But you can see they beat Barcelona, they beat Benfica, they beat Chelsea, they beat Real Madrid. So Champions League finals, they've got their Champions League trophy, a massive one for them. Unfortunately, the double could not be done against Liverpool. 1-2 FA Cup final. That is a doozy of a double cup final set right there. But overall, you still get the Champions League. You still get Champions League next season. I would say this is definitely a winner. Newcastle is not too bad, spotty-ish on the start of it. Southampton 5-4. But from Chelsea all the way down to Swindon Town, absolutely no losses whatsoever, which is nice. Manchester United, though, 2-4 in the Premier League. You continue on in the Cups. You do lose out in the FA Cup third round replay against Nottingham Forest, of all teams. But continuing the EFL Cup, you do lose out to Manchester United in the final. So we've got Tottenham in the 2 finals. We got Newcastle in another final. And obviously Wolves don't get to the top. But 2 teams out of 3 getting to so many finals, 3 out of 4 finals is a fantastic result there. The second half of the season for Newcastle, just spotty as can be. I was going to start out saying, speaking of spotty, but August is dreadful. Liverpool 0-6. I mean, 0-1 against Manchester United, maybe at the start of the season you could do something against them. Arsenal, Newcastle 1-2, but September's fantastic. October, only 1 loss. The rest of the first half of the season is not too bad. Second half of the season starts out nicely, but unfortunately, where is it? FA Cup semifinals against Liverpool, not doing all that well. It would just complete. There's your spotty right there. EFL Cup, where did you guys lose out? Oh, right at the beginning, 1-2. Should have noticed that. Fulham. Tottenham splashing a little bit of cash again. Benjamin Dominguez from Gimnasia Esgrima for 3.4. Tony Weston, we've seen. Manuel Ugarte from Sporting, 52 million. And then Marco Livaja from Split, 7.25. Newcastle actually splashing a little bit of cash themselves, 35 million for Real Betis's Guido Rodriguez. You got Danny Van der Beek, we got Facundo Farias, and Ronnie Edwards from Peterborough, we've all seen before. And then Wolves not doing any of it. And we've got Conceição on a loan. And then Andre Castro from FC Braga, 180k. So really not spending much at all. Squad-wise, Tottenham doing really well in the green. A lot of players in the green. 724, 727 looks like the highest for Lavaja. Newcastle not doing too bad themselves. Dubravka was 735. Only 2 appearances, though. So never mind on that. 860 for, Matt Ritchie, 3 off the bench. Why wasn't he playing more? It is Matt Ritchie, but Isaac was 725. So not too bad. Wolves actually not doing too bad either. Again, these appearances, they're so misleading. 2 appearances, but 730. But overall, 727 for Guetta's not even there. Traore was 780 in the last 5. 10 plus 13. Why is he 13 off the bench? So here you can see Tottenham's data hub showing that they're shaky in defense, and you can see really shaky in defense, but very good in attack. Some really good numbers in that attacking zone. Shots percentage, not great. Pass percentage, not great. Or pass completion, not great. But overall, still a lot of really positive numbers there. Newcastle, same thing. Shaky defensively, very good in attack. Some really big numbers here. A lot of definitely well above Premier League average numbers, and then a lot of just slightly below. But again, Wolves, even them, shaky in defense, very good in attack. You can see some attacking numbers really well done. Shot percentage is not great. Passing is on the target, but the defense, just everything at, on, or below is the Premier League average. So stats-wise, most goals, Wolves, Newcastle, and Tottenham all in there, 70 to 75. Not a bad range at all. Wolves was 75, and they're still fairly down on the charts. Interesting to see, but fewest shots against Tottenham and Wolves. Most possession, only Tottenham. So it's not a possession-based team, as we've seen, but it looks to be a passing tactic. So Newcastle, Wolves, and Tottenham all in the most dribbles made. Fewest conceded, Tottenham's there, but top 4, you'd expect that. Most tackles won, there you go. Newcastle and Wolves, you'd expect that as well. On the defensive side, pass completion, nobody. Shots for Tottenham, Newcastle, and Wolves. Again, on the attacking side, most points per game, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Wolves all up there. Isaac with 24 goals, Kane with 20, and Cunha with 19. So the top 3 that we usually see in these lists, there you go, right there. Most assists. Pablo Sarabia is the only one with 12. Most player of the match awards, Pablo Sarabia and Harry Kane with 6 and 6 apiece. Most dribbles, you got Aitonori and Target in there. Fewest conceded, Hugo Lloris. Nobody for most tackles. Most key passes, Pablo Sarabia, as we usually see. If not Trippier, but Trippier not even in this list. 132 for Sarabia. That is actually a lot. Most key passes, Pablo Sarabia is just insane with 132. Trippier is not in this list whatsoever, like we usually see. Most shots, Isaac down on the list, Cunha down on the list, but overall, still not too bad on the attacking side and the passing side. Tottenham's Harry Kane, 41 flipping goals. That is a fantastic tally for him. 724 average rating for him. Porro with 14 assists. Kane with 12 player of the match awards. Again, 4th place, you'd expect him to do really well and a lot of high numbers, but this is really good for Harry Kane. Isaac with 31 for Newcastle, a fantastic result as well in 7th. 725 average rating. Kieran Trippier and Almiron with 10 assists apiece. And then Isaac with only 6 player of the match awards, though. Wolves, Cunha with 22 goals, so kind of on the average side for him. Pablo Sarabia, 709, a little lower than average, I would imagine, for him. But 13 assists, very good number there. 6 player of the match awards for both Sarabia and Cunha. Fantastic result there. Could have probably picked up a little bit more, but overall, 60 points each for Newcastle and Wolves is not fantastic. You could probably pick that up a bit, but still, 7th and 8th. Again, it all depends on what all the other teams do. But Tottenham is the story of the day. 80 points, only 2 games off of first place, 2 wins. And I mean, that probably is achievable. 2 draws at I'm dead. That's just insane. But 10 losses, definitely could have picked some of these up for a wins. I mean, again, Liverpool, you've got some big teams: Liverpool, Manchester United, Man City, Arsenal, but Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, West Ham, definitely, I mean, probably could have picked something up against those. And if Man City just lost one game, you could have just pipped them to the title. But that is it for me, Savian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.